Adil Singh Boparai, the point that Amit Malviya made is Rahul Gandhi has been down this road, levelling this charge in the Pegasus case, and when the committee asked him to submit his phone for investigation so it could be examined forensically, he refused. So Amit Malviya making the point that this is just going to be the same thing when they're asked for the phone. If the opposition people don't give the phone, then how is the government or any investigative agency ever supposed to prove this or probe this? Adil Singh Boparai.
Mr. Kanwal, this is worse than India. This is worse than the Watergate scandal of the US. Make no mistake about this.
How? How so?
How so? This is political espionage. What more proof do you want? You have opposition leaders being attacked with military-grade spyware. What more evidence do you want? And so much of a coincidence that you have 15 leaders or 15 opposition leaders who speak vociferously against the government, or more particularly against the political executive of the day. The Congress party, Mr. Kanwal, firmly believes that democracy is dead in this country. You have these ornamental shells which put up a pretense of a democracy, but the vitals have been eaten up. They've been hollowed out. The watchdogs and the accountability seekers have just surrendered. We are very firm on this view, notwithstanding what others may think. The problem today is that this is a repeat of what happened with the Pegasus scandal. I want to remind the BJP IT chief that it was the Supreme Court of India which had said that the government of the day did not cooperate with the committee when it came to the Pegasus scandal. So what more stonewalling, what more evidence of stonewalling do you want from this government? And coming to your question, how do you expect somebody to be a judge in his own cause? And I find this completely ludicrous.
No, but why did Rahul Gandhi not give the phone for examination? If he levelled this charge, if indeed something had been attempted to be planted by the Pegasus crew, it could have been examined. Rahul Gandhi ultimately never gave the phone.
Well, Mr. Kanwal, the government's investigation reports are not worth the paper on which they're written.
No, so who will probe this then? Okay, so what are you asking for?
The difficulty today is that you have a government which has fascist tendency. And when this government goes out of power, there will be an independent probe. And those responsible for such acts of omission and commission will be brought to justice. This will happen.
If Apple were to come out with a statement, then you'll say companies like Facebook, like Meta, Apple, they are beholden to the government because India is a big market, India is very important for them. That's the other charge you level. You're saying that the investigative agency won't do its job properly. So what specifically are you then asking for?
Please understand this. Apple is not under the opposition control here. Apple is an independent MNC. It is Apple which is saying that there is state-sponsored attacks. And you expect the North Koreans or the Japanese to attack opposition leaders? Please, let's not give that spiel. That's ludicrous. Who would be interested in hacking into the phones of opposition leaders in this country? Obviously, the dispensation of the day.
On the China-Pakistan theory, just before I go across to our tech experts, let me get one word in from Amit Malviya. On the China-Pakistan state-sponsored espionage theory, wouldn't they want to know what is happening in the government, Mr. Malviya? Rather than trying to snoop on opposition, isn't it more effective for them if they are going to make this effort to snoop on members of the government rather than snooping on the opposition? What will Beijing find out? Even if they get into Priyanka's phone, how does it help Xi Jinping's case? It's much better to get into somebody in government, into their phone.
Rahul, I quickly want to make 3 points. Loud words coming in from the Congress spokesperson. I want to remind your viewers that P. Chidambaram bugged late Pranab Mukherjee's office when they were in office. So let them not pontificate to us on snooping and other issues, because their own track record is fairly checkered and a dark one. Having said that, let me extend the conspiracy theory of the state or the executive trying to snoop on opposition. Where does it imply that only the federal government can snoop? It is quite likely maybe the Congress-run Rajasthan government is snooping on Akhilesh Yadav after they had a spat in Madhya Pradesh regarding seat sharing. And for all you know, Chhattisgarh government might be, Bhupesh Baghel might be snooping on Rahul Gandhi after he disowned him at a public rally saying T.S. Singh Deo is the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. So if you want to get into speculative regime, you want to get into imaginary arguments, then you can extend it to any point.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter. But coming to your point on the China-Pakistan axis and their inclination to snoop on India's ruling establishment, I want to, sort of make it a larger argument here. Look, India is weaning away a business from a lot of companies. A lot of companies from China, for instance, are moving into India, Foxconn being one, and they're manufacturing the Apple product. So if you want to really speculate and, look at things beyond what is obvious, why can't you think that it could be a country trying to undermine India's integrity as it loses business to the country?
Okay.
There are geopolitical forces at play, and maybe India's opposition is a willing, useful prop in the hands of such people, and that is why they've got these notifications and they're making so much noise and sound about it.
Now,
so, if you want to get into the ludicrous argument, you can extend it to any point. But if you want to be substantive, then the government of India has very clearly said that we are going to take this to the next level of investigation, get Apple to cooperate. And it's not just opposition leaders who got that message. Several people in the government have also got it. And if you did not cooperate when Pegasus was being investigated, and then made allegations like tech fog and Meta being controlled and Insta being controlled, and now this. Clearly, India's opposition has no credibility to make any more statements like that.